It was an ordinary night, or so it seemed. Anna, a dedicated nurse and a single mother of two, was braving another graveyard shift at St. Mark's Hospital. The hospital, eerily quiet, had seen a sharp decline in patient admissions. Tonight, every bed was empty, a rare occurrence that should have brought Anna some relief. But for some reason the silence felt heavier than usual, oppressive, almost suffocating. But as the clock struck 3 a.m., Emily's sense of calm shattered. The faint rhythmic creak of a chair caught her attention. Room 304, a room that should have been empty, had its door ajar. Inside, a shadow moved. Emily froze. An old woman sat by the window, her back turned, rocking gently in a chair. Emily recognized her immediately. The patient from last week. But she couldn't be here. She was declared dead days ago. Heart pounding, Emily stepped back into the hallway, but the woman turned her head slightly as if sensing her. Her face, pale and hollow, seemed to linger in Emily's mind as she fled. The hours dragged on, but Emily couldn't shake the image of the old woman. Each time she checked room 304, it was empty. She convinced herself it was exhaustion. By morning, the unsettling silence of the hospital was replaced by her relief to go home. Back at home, Emily tried to push the experience out of her mind. She needed rest, needed to be there for her children. But the old woman had other plans. That night, Emily woke with a start to the sound of soft humming. The melody was faint but unmistakable, coming from the hallway. When she stepped out of her bedroom, she froze. There at the end of the hall stood the old woman, her gaunt face lit by the flickering light of a single bulb. From that night on, the old woman became a shadow in Emily's life. At the hospital, she appeared in empty corridors and reflected in glass doors. At home, she lingered at the edge of her vision, disappearing before Emily could fully grasp her presence. But Emily wasn't the only one seeing her. Jason waking in the middle of the night. He walks to the kitchen for water but stops when he sees the old woman sitting at the dining table. Jason thought he was dreaming the first time he saw her. She didn't move or speak, just sat there, staring into nothingness. When Mia confessed she too had seen an old woman in her room at night, their fears turned into panic. Emily realized her torment was spreading. Desperate, Emily began digging into the old woman's past. Who was she? Why was she haunting Emily? The truth was chilling. The woman had once been a patient in room 304, decades ago, before Emily's time at the hospital. Known for her erratic behavior, she claimed to be cursed, hearing voices and seeing shadows. She died under mysterious circumstances, her body found unnaturally twisted and her face frozen in terror. The more Emily uncovered, the more she realized she wasn't dealing with a spirit. This was something far darker. The old woman wasn't just haunting her, she was claiming her. One night, as Emily sat awake in the living room, she felt the temperature drop. Her breath came out in white puffs as a sinister voice whispered her name. The old woman emerged from the shadows closer than ever. Emily tried everything to protect her family. Priests, rituals, even leaving the house. But it didn't matter. The old woman followed her everywhere. The haunting escalated. Jason was found staring blankly at the wall one morning, muttering incoherently. Mia refused to sleep, saying the old woman hovered over her bed at night. In a moment of desperation, Emily returned to the hospital, determined to end it where it began. Room 304 was cold and empty, but Emily felt the woman's presence before she saw her. This time the old woman smiled, her mouth stretching impossibly wide. Emily screamed and everything went dark. Days turned into weeks, but Emily never returned home. Jason and Mia were placed into foster care, haunted by fleeting memories of their mother and the pale old woman who still lingered in their nightmares. The house remained untouched, but neighbors swore they saw shadows moving in the windows. And in the hospital, room 304 stayed permanently locked, though late at night, staff reported hearing the faint creak of a rocking chair.